Now, where did this idea come from, right? Where did it come in my head to, go down in history and, be remembered and be the best, right? And honestly, I'll tell you guys, I barely figured this out myself, right? I think it happened a little under 2 years ago, right? When my mom passed away. Uh, I believe in God and I know that she was, with God. But as far as I was concerned, right, this world right here, as far as this world is concerned, right, this was our lot. This was all we had. So I was like, why not, take it to the fullest, make it the best that you can make it, right? As happy, as comfortable, as successful, and what better way to, live this life, right? Than to be remembered, Go down in the books, Be remembered forever. And in that way you achieve some form of immortality that way, right? So that's where I think I got that whole obsession of, going down as the best and living forever, right? Uh, and as well as other things, right? I remember my mom, she was everything to us, For my brothers, sisters, my dad, for my nephews and nieces, right? And I remember when my mom passed away, I came back and, I would just see my nephews and nieces and they would be kind of like lost, Like she would do everything. She would literally do everything, And they just seemed so lost, without her. So then I remember I told myself, I promised myself, and I was like, oh, I swear I'm going to do whatever I can in my power, to, make their pain go away. So it didn't matter. That's why when I was pushing the limits and when I was taking it to the furthest, that's what was in my mind. It was, I'm going to be the best. And that's the way that if I push the envelope without high risk, there was no high reward. So if I push the envelope to the furthest that I could, right, I will find success. But then at the same token, I would probably get taken out, right? Which, like I said, I was fine with that. But as long as I reach my goals first. And that's the thing, though, that we don't decide when we get took out, right? We don't decide when we lose our lives. So it could have been tomorrow. It could have been, And if I wasn't right with God, then, he would, I don't know you. You know what I mean? I say that to say this, right? And another thing, right? A big portion of it was as well, right? Like I said, for you guys, it was if I made it and if that would be validation to you guys, right? That it was like, damn, look at this dude. You guys were always in my mind, right? In the back of my mind, and trying to be a good example. I didn't have to switch up or sing and dance for you autos. I kept it classy, you know what I mean? And I reached a level that then it could inspire some of you guys, right? And that way, how did this fool do? Oh, he's talking about some dude named God, right? Some God, Jesus, or stuff like that, and it would influence you guys, right? In that way, I say that to say this: nothing has changed as far as like my videos or anything like that. Besides the driving force behind it, right? Now the driving force behind me is something else, right? It's not, even though no matter how noble you might think your reasoning behind it is, right? At the end of the day, uh, it could get skewed, right? That's why you need to remain close to God, and just that's what I'm trying to do, right? And hopefully, just like I said, just do another way, right? My videos is still gonna be the same and stuff like that, but like I said, my driving force behind it is not. Some of the things obviously still are, right? But as far as for my own, like, live forever and be remembered, that's not it no more, right? I found a different drive, right? But anyways, guys, I hope you guys understand where I'm getting at and comment down below. But other than that, I'm out, guys. Peace. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm coming at you guys with a new video, right? Now today, right, I would appreciate it if you guys stuck around and listened to the entire video, right? This is as honest and real as I've ever gotten, right, on here. Now, I was a little hesitant to make this video, right, and what it would, what people would think or stuff like that, or if people would make fun of me or whatever. But at the end of the day, I don't care, you know what I mean? This is my truth, right? And I just wanted to explain to you guys pretty much the driving force behind all this time that I was doing these videos, right? Driving through the hood or walking through the hood, everything, right? Now, for those of you that know, right, that have been following me for a while, you guys know that I was heavily into the law of attraction, the law of vibration, the power of the subconscious mind. I have several books on there, right? That's literally all I would listen to. That's all I would read. I literally like obsessed over these things, right? Now the thing with these ideologies, right, is that, like, let's say you have goals in mind, right? And let's say you have some goals in mind and you're not gonna be like, oh, I want to be rich, right? I want to be happy. That's not how it works. With these ideologies, you have to live like, oh, I'm happy already. Like, I'm wealthy already. you have to act and live that way, and then you will attract it according to the level of frequency that you're at, right? You're gonna attract whatever frequency you're on at that moment, right? So if you're in a state of want, you're not gonna attract wealth or stuff like that because your energy is not there, right? You have to match the frequency that you're trying to attract, right? And for me, I'll be honest with you, it might sound crazy or whatever, but I had set myself some lofty goals, right? uh my thing was, I want to freaking go down in history, right? Like, I want to be remembered forever, right? I want to leave a big impact on this world, right? And I obsessed over that, right? Like when I tell you guys, from the day I woke up, from the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep, when I was working out, when I was going for runs, when I was at work, when I was doing these videos, going through the alleys, doing all that, right? That's all that was in my mind, is being the best, and uh, just making history, right? Going down in history. Now I know that's a lofty goal, right? But I knew that it could be achieved, right? I knew that if you really wanted it, you will make it. You would move mountains and make it happen, right? And that was a big driving force behind me doing all these videos. And I obsessed over it, right? That's, like I said, all my time, all my energy just went strictly on trying to reach my goals, right? uh, it wasn't until 2 weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, my son, he talked to me and he pulled me to the side and he told me like, "Oh, Dad, what do you think this means, right?" And he read to me a Bible verse. When it says, "Oh, what is it to gain a man if he gain the whole world, but he loses soul in the process," right? And right then and there, I knew what he was trying to tell me, right? And I knew where this was coming from. He had seen that I had obsessed, that's all I thought about. That's all, a lot of people, they would tell me, they would be like, "Damn, this was burned down. Like, damn, you're going to get smoked. You're going to get," but what people don't understand is that I was okay with that. That's the thing that people don't understand, that in my head, I was like, I didn't care as long as I reached my goals, right? As long as I reached my goals and I took it so high that, and then I got took out, then I didn't care. Like literally, that's what my mind state was. My mind state was, I'm gonna take it, because that would be like validation to me, right? It would be validation to everybody that it's like, damn, look at, he made it, you know what I mean? He reached his goals. Look at him, he blew up, you know what I mean? And then that would be validation into being like, damn, because I was planning like, yo, when I blew up, I was gonna, I did this through God and everything, right? And that would be validation to it, right? So as long as I made it and I achieved success, whether it wasn't 5 years, 4 years, whatever it was, right? Uh, that would be validation. So even if I got took out, it didn't matter to me, because like that, I was glorifying, you know what I mean, God. But the thing about it was, when my son read to me that passage, or when he told me that, right, I started realizing that, it's good to have lofty goals and lofty dreams, right? Uh, but then at the end of the day, we don't know when our time comes, right? So I started realizing that I was obsessing over this so much, you know what I mean? I was putting so much time and energy and life into this, right? To reach my goals. And then I told myself, like, damn, you know what I mean? What if uh, the same thing that is gonna make me, great, is the same thing that's gonna take me out, right? And then I started telling myself, well, I don't even know when, because oftentimes we think, oh, I'll have time to get right with God or whatever. But then I'm like, if I'm wasting all this time, I wouldn't even read the Bible or go to church or do anything. So then I told myself, what if I would get took out? And then it's like, that's not gonna be good enough. Like, oh, you made it or whatever. Like, I don't know you, you know what I mean? Like, that was all for you. That was all just for your own reasoning, right? And it started getting me thinking, right? It started making me trip, like literally, as crazy as it sounds to you guys, right? Like I said, that was a big driving force behind me, right? And when my son told me that, that's why I had stopped posting for a few days, because I was like, I'm done. I was like, it felt like just like everything that, the thing in my mind, as far as I was concerned, what kept me going, what pushed me to be the best, to do the best that I could do, was that, my goals. And then when I started realizing, like, wait a minute, I'm wasting too much time on this and I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, right? And then I was just like, yeah, I think that's when it came to my head that I was like, I'm done. You know what I mean? I'm done. Like, I'm not going to make videos anymore. You know what I mean? Now I'm going to just focus my energy and time into something else, right?